Welcome to That Seasonaire podcast. I'm your host Gina. Stick with me as I chat to seasonaires, expats and adventurers across the world sharing their inspiring stories and interesting insights into living and working abroad. On today's show, I catch up with social media marketer and digital nomad Klara Wahlberg.
I just remember one time when it was like minus 25 degrees outside.
Oh my God.
And we decided to go out on a night mission, ski touring. And whenever I used the microwave, I needed to turn off the electricity. And I remember me making dinner, and then I just went outside. So whenever I got back, it was so cold inside because I forgot to turn on the heating again. So lesson learned.
Yeah. Tune in as we hear how Klara went from working in a supermarket to sponsored skiing for Montec, and stick with us right to the end of the show as we get all of Klara's top travel hacks. Here's the show. Klara, welcome to the show. How are you doing?
Thank you so much. I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm okay. I'm glad we've finally got some snow falling at the moment.
A little bit sad we're inside right now, but we will
sorry.
hopefully get out there sometime this week.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Where are you originally from and what's your current situation?
My name is Klara and I'm originally from northern Sweden, but I've moved to Stockholm, I think it's 1.5 years ago. So yeah, I grew up in northern Sweden in a super small town. During the winters, I always went to the mountains with my mom and dad to go skiing. So yeah, I've been skiing my whole life, basically. And since I finished school, I've been doing seasons and...
Wow.
Yeah. And now I actually have the opportunity to work remotely and do skiing at the same time. They go hand in hand. So yeah, I'm super thankful for that.
Cool. So you're currently living in Innsbruck, is that right?
Yeah, we actually got here 1 week ago now. The conditions weren't the best when we arrived, so we've been basically just staying inside, working, studying. But yeah, snow is falling outside, and our plan is to stay here for the season.
So how did you get into season work in the first place then?
Yeah, like I told you, I've always been skiing during holidays and weekends with my family. It was kind of 4-hour drive from our hometown to go to the mountains. And I didn't really have a plan when I finished school. The only thing I can remember was when I was still in school, I dreamt about staying in the mountains, not needed to go back. And after finishing school, I didn't really know what to do. All of my friends had plans and I thought, yeah, why not go to the mountains? So that's what I did. So I applied for my first seasonal job up in northern Sweden. I was pretty late sending in that application, but somehow I got a job in Hemavan. It's kind of a small resort, but it was a nice start for me.
And what were you doing? What job was it?
This job was, I was working in the event section. I don't know if you call it that, but yeah, I was having competitions with children, arranging other competitions, parties for students. It was quite a fun job, putting up the ski cross every day. And sometimes I even dressed up as the, how do you call it?
Mascot.
The mascot, yeah. That's not something I'm super proud of, but it was a part of the job, so we needed to do it. But it was a fun job. The only thing I noticed then was the working hours were during the day, so I didn't have as much time skiing as I thought. So that's something I took with me to my other seasons. But it was a nice start. I met a lot of new people, a whole new world opened up to me, I think. Having friends that shares your passion for skiing, it was something new.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So where was next after that?
In Hemavan, I met new friends and we made new plans. We really wanted to go outside Sweden to the Alps for the first time. So we went to, it's not the typical first place to go, probably. It's called Alagna in Montec in Italy. It's a really small resort known for its free riding. So I think we stayed there for 2 months, but it wasn't that much other seasoners at the time. But we were lucky enough to get to know the locals there who took us out, showing us the mountains. When touring, I developed my kick turns, like when ski touring, a lot. And it was really cool. Like, I'd never been in the Alps before, so it was a new experience for me.
Amazing.
Yeah.
You said there weren't so many Seasonaires around. Was in your first season, did you have quite a community there? And if so, how did you find them?
Yeah, we stayed all together, living in the same house. The house wasn't top notch, but we were young. We didn't care so much, so we had a great time together. And yeah, I met my friends during my first season. I went there without having any friends, so I met everyone there, and everyone was super friendly. So I met especially this one guy who, me and him, like, made plans for the other season and just went to Italy together.
And in Italy, you got in there with the locals, did you?
Yeah, it was really nice.
Cool.
Yeah.
How's your Italian?
Non-existing, I would say.
It's good. Your English is very good. So.
Oh, thank you. That was also a concern I had before this podcast.
So Italy was a bit of a smaller resort. How did that season go?
It was good overall. Like, my first ski season in the Alps, we started the season with great snow conditions, but like overall it wasn't the best season snow-wise. So like the end of the season, we spent like waking up super early to get up to the mountain when it still was frozen snow, before like the avid danger came around like 12 something, like when it got too warm. So we just skied before lunch, went down, and then we went sunbathing, reading books and stuff like that. So for me, it was a little bit, I think I got a little bit bored maybe in the end, because due to the snow conditions.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a really nice first season. I'm super happy I went there.
And were you there for the whole of that season?
I was there until March, I think. And after that, I went back to Sweden, to my kind of home resort. It's 4 hours drive from my hometown, but I will still call it my home resort. Kittelfjäll, it's a super small resort up in northern Sweden. That's where I grew up skiing, and it feels like home to me. So I spent the spring there, working a bit extra at the hotel, met new friends there as well, and together with them, we made plans for the season after.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And whereabouts did you head to after that?
We went to Snow Paradise, Japan, for 2 weeks, which was incredible. Even though we weren't super lucky in the beginning with the snow conditions, we still, like, I skied the sickest powder I've ever skied in my whole life.
Yeah.
And we got some sunshine, we went touring, ate a lot of rice, apparently. But yeah, it was a little bit of a bummer at the end of this trip, because I got fever and was super sick on the sickest day for them to ski.
No.
Like, yeah, the best snowfall came like the last days we had there. So therefore, I need to go back there someday to have a revenge.
Yeah, definitely. So you were there just for like a holiday, were you? Or was there something you went out there specifically to do?
No, just for a holiday. Like, every one of us wanted to go there. I don't know if I can really compare it to my home resort, Kittelfjäll, but Kittelfjäll is mostly about tree skiing, and this was like next level tree skiing with a lot of powder, and it was really nice.
Cool. So you've done a few different, extremely different places.
Yeah, like not maybe the typical start of doing seasons. I don't know. Oh, but yeah, that's what.
Pretty nice though. So how did it differ from, say, Italy and the Alps to Japan?
Yeah, I think the biggest difference was the snow conditions, and also like the length of the runs aren't as long in Japan. So we were just lapping all day around. It felt a bit more playful to me. It felt a bit more like home. Like I told you, like I grew up skiing in between the trees, and this was just next level skiing. Yeah, tree skiing for me. Yeah.
Before you got sick, did you actually get a little bit of time? to
I
experience
did. I did. But I really want to go back there someday. I can just see, like, on Instagram, everyone is going to Japan this season. It looks incredible, and we're here in Austria with a lack of snow. But yeah.
It's coming. Someday. It's here.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not sure it's going to be Japan style, but yeah.
Yeah, it will.
It will. Okay. We're going to keep doing a snow dance and pray to the snow fairies and stuff. Cool. So after Japan, what was the plan after that?
My main plan was to go back to Kittelfjell and work there for the season. I started working as a cleaner, like cleaning rooms in the morning shift mostly. Okay. So I had time to ski whenever I finished my shifts. So that was perfect for me. I like to wake up early, so it wasn't any problem. And I'm not this typical party girl that needs to stay up until 3 a.m. in the morning. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I skipped the partying part and went to sleep, worked, and skied.
Nice.
Yeah.
Excellent. So how did you get that cleaning job?
I think Kittelfjell is kind of a small resort, so you kind of know everyone. So I think I just applied, but I kind of knew the person I was talking to, and they were looking for people. So yeah, it was kind of easy for me. I felt a little bit like a local over there. So yeah.
And did you have like a group of friends there, or did anyone go with you to that resort?
The main reason is because like it felt like home to me, but I got a lot of friends over there, friends that are still there, and some of them have gone to other adventures, but it still feels like home, and I have my crew there whenever I go back.
Nice.
Yeah.
Did you continue doing seasons after that?
Yeah, I kept on going. Yeah, the season after, I made plans with another girl that I met in Kittelfjell. She did a season in Engelberg before, and it's kind of known for a free ride paradise. A lot of Swedes go there to just ski powder, and I always wanted to go there. So we decided to go there, I think it was for 2 weeks or maybe 3. Yeah, I don't know. Actually. So we actually booked a train down from northern Sweden to go to Engelberg. I really wanted to try traveling by train, which was new to me. And I have such a hard time to sleep on trains. I feel a lot of like seasickness or car sickness, or I feel sick when I'm...
Motion sickness.
Emotion sickness. Thank you. Thanks.
We'll go with that.
Yeah. But yeah, it took a while, but we managed to get there. It was some sort of delays that was a little bit of problem, but it went smooth anyway. So yeah, we traveled there by train. And
how long was the journey?
Honestly, I don't know. It got way longer than we expected on the way down, because we had this sort of stop like in between northern Sweden and Stockholm, like for 6 hours, which caused problems for the rest of our connection trains, of course. No. So I think we stayed one night in Copenhagen, and then we continued our journey. So it maybe like 2 days.
Oh, wow. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So you managed to get there in the end anyway?
Yeah. We got there. Like the last bus that ever goes to Engelberg during the night. But we made it there.
Cool. So you stayed there was that for the whole season?
No, that was also just a short visit, maybe 2 weeks we stayed there, and we managed to score some POW.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
It's a really, really nice place. Like it's known for its free riding. It's quite small, so you don't have to make like big decisions every morning where to go. You just go up, and then first you can go on the left side and then you go to the right side, which is quite easy, but it's a lot of powder hunter there, so you need to wake up early to have your line.
When was it that you learned to ski then?
My mom and dad is really into skiing. They put me on skis when I was 3 years old. So I've been skiing like on weekends, holidays, like all my life. Mostly like backcountry skiing. We went hiking up to the mountain with my dad. He just, Klara, just go for it. And we just skied around. So it's been a big part of my life, even though it's not super close to my hometown. So I couldn't go there like every day. When I grew up, like my main goal was to play soccer, but somehow that changed into skiing. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
How did that come about then?
Honestly, I don't know. I think I lost my interest in soccer. Like all of my friends got injured in their knees, and I kind of enjoyed more and more being up in the mountains with my family. So yeah, I changed direction. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you made the right call there anyway.
Yeah, I'm super happy.
Yeah. So you went to Engelberg, have I pronounced that right?
Yeah, I think so.
Engelberg. So you were there for a couple of weeks?
Yeah.
What happened after that?
Then I went back to Kittelfjell again. So we traveled back with train. The way back went way smoother than the way down. So yeah, you could have a lovely trip even though you go by train. So I would recommend people to actually try that. Yeah, so I made it back to Skittelfjell for that season as well. Yeah, it felt like home. I got my work. I think that season I was living in my parents' caravan.
Oh, okay.
At the camping lot.
Wow, that's a bit different.
Yeah, it's a bit different. That's why I thought I maybe should bring that up. Yeah, but it worked well. I just remember one time when it was like minus 25 degrees outside.
Oh my God.
And we decided to go out on a night mission, ski touring. And whenever I used the microwave, I needed to turn off the electricity. And I remember me making dinner, and then I just went outside. So whenever I got back, it was so cold inside because I forgot to turn on the heating again. Of course. So lesson learned.
Yeah. Wow. So it's quite a drop there in temperature in Sweden.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, it could be really cold in the beginning of the season.
Because in the Alps, generally, it's not that cold. I mean, we did have a really cold couple of weeks, a few weeks ago here. But yeah, it's like next level cold.
Yeah, but then you're kind of prepared for it. You put on all the layers and everything. So I think I've been freezing more maybe down in the Alps because I expect it to be warm and I don't press enough.
Yeah, that makes sense. So yeah, after that season, what was the plan after that?
For the next season, I made plans with another friend of mine to go back to Engelberg because I really liked it.
Yeah.
So I think we planned a month there, which was great. Again, like a lot of Swedes, new people to meet, skiing powder, having a great time together. It was really nice. Yeah, that season started a bit earlier for me.
Okay.
Because in the preseason, I was back at my supermarket job in my hometown.
Okay.
And I got a message on my phone from a guy, Pontus, who asked me if I could come down to Austria, Hintertux, the day after tomorrow to shoot with this brand Montec that I did never hear about before. I managed to take some time out from work. Like my colleagues said, just, yeah, you should go. You should definitely go. So I went down to Hintertux. I think it was in October. They were supposed to shoot the new collection.
Right.
So I spent 1 week there in Hintertux with the Ride Store team and Montec team to shoot the new collection. And it was just a great time. It went well. So that was the first time I had contact with Ride Store and Montec.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So did you know that guy just from seasons or just from being back home, or how did you get that gig?
No, actually, I thought I didn't know him. But apparently, I think I met him once in Skittelfjell.
Okay.
But nothing that I remember at that time.
So he just randomly contacted you from seeing your Instagram or something like that?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I got
cool.
a DM on my Instagram.
No way.
I was like, who is this guy? What is this brand? Yes, let's just go for it. It sounds cool. It sounds fun.
That's really cool.
And it was really fun. So it was my first shoot with Montec and Ride Store.
Nice.
And it went pretty well, I think, because I kept on doing these shoots through that season.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So when he messaged you, was he just like, oh, I've seen your Instagram, looks really good, can you come to Austria? Like, how did that happen?
Honestly,
and how were you just like, yeah, okay?
Honestly, I don't know. I think maybe he wrote something about, like, we're missing a girl. It's like a last minute emergency. Could you help us out?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, let's go.
All expenses paid. Let's go.
Exactly. And I think they had some problem like finding flights from my hometown. So I got to fly business class for the first time.
What?
Yeah.
Bougie. Love it.
Yeah, it felt a bit weird, like in my hometown, this super small airport. I think they call like the business class first.
Yeah.
It felt like me walking the red carpet or something. Like, yeah, here I am, going to the Alps.
Here I am, representing.
Or I was a little bit ashamed. I don't know.
Yeah, it happened to me once on a flight to Bali, on like one leg of the flight. I don't know what happened, but they'd upgraded me. And I went up to one of the, so they call business class, and I looked at my ticket and I just went through. I was like, well, it says business class on it, so I guess I just go. Yeah. And then I got there and I looked at my seat and I was like, this can't be right. This cannot be right. I actually asked the air hostess, I was like, excuse me, I think I've been given the wrong seat. And she was like, let me have a look, and like looked at her little, I don't know, computer thing that she had in her hand. And yeah, she was like, no, that's right, you've been upgraded. I was like, any reason why? She was like, oh, I'm not sure, but yeah, just enjoy it. And I was
Jackpot.
I was like, cha-ching.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they were like, would you like a drink or anything, some champagne or something? And I was like, how much is it? They were like, it's free. I was like, I'll take all of it.
Yeah, I experienced that as well. I remember eating so much before, but whenever everything was free, I just kept on filling my stomach with
right? Yeah.
shit.
That was me. I was just like, yeah, I'll take everything. Pretty much just keep it coming for the whole flight.
Perfect.
It's so cool. But yeah, so you came across to Austria. Was that the first time you'd been here?
Yes, it was. It was a really cool place, like landing in Innsbruck and everything. Super cool town. And I always wanted to go back. And yeah, now here I am. I do have this problem, like my skis and boots never made it.
Oh, really? What, here now or for that
No,
trip?
like for all of the trips that I flew in here, like my skis never makes it, but it's been okay.
What's that about?
Yeah, they arrive like a day after someone's driving it to your apartment, which is pretty fair.
So even in business class, you didn't get your skis?
No.
Lost luggage can go anywhere for anyone.
Exactly.
They don't discriminate.
Yeah. No, but lesson learned. I bought these air tags now. It's really good to put in your ski bag or bag in general. Since a lot of like luggages now get lost, then you actually know where it is. So.
Well, there we go. Yeah, travel hacks. We've jumped forward a bit, but
yeah, sorry. We're gonna get back to
it's all right. We'll get to them. Hopefully, we have some more. But yeah, that's so funny. So your skis didn't arrive that time or this time?
Yeah, they came like 2 days after.
All right. So how was the experience up at the Hintertux? Was it one day? No, it was a week.
It was a week actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just met total strangers that I was supposed to work with, but they were all super nice. And I really, really liked the clothes. We got lovely weather, and the skiing, like it wasn't like free ride conditions as I remember it, but it was quite good to be in October, and I had a really good time.
Really? Oh, yeah. Cool. What happened after that? Did you continue doing shoots for Ride Store, or was there another season planned? Tell us a little bit about what happened next.
I did plan my season. I was a big fan of Engelberg since the season before, so me and another friend went back there for some weeks or a month, I think, and like great time as always, skiing powder, having a good time. And through this season, I went on some more shoots with Montec. I think one was in Grindelwald in Switzerland. And there I met another girl, Vikan, who's a really close friend of mine today. Like, really? So I met so many friends through work, and it's always been like positive vibes, and yeah.
That's so cool. Yeah. And now you're an ambassador for them.
Yeah, I started off as sort of an ambassador, going on shoots. But today I actually work full-time for Montec and Ride Store. So
that's amazing. Yeah. So tell us a little bit about what it means to be an ambassador, because this was your first role for Ride Store.
Yeah.
And quite often for different brands, I hear, oh, we're looking for ambassadors, blah, blah, blah. What does that actually mean?
You get clothing support, and you get all these like support in general. If you have any project, you can always like talk to the Ride Store team to see if it's something we can help you with, and you most likely will have opportunities to go on shootings and stuff like that.
Oh, okay, cool. What happened after that? Is this when COVID started hitting?
Yes. I remember we talked about it down in Engelberg, but then I just went back home. Someone made a joke, like if someone was sneezing, like, oh, it's COVID. And I was like, what is COVID? And then I looked it up, and yeah, that was like in the beginning, I think. But yeah, like my stay in Engelberg ended, so I went back to Sweden, to Kittelfjäll again, to end my season there, since I love the spring skiing in Sweden. And I think that is when COVID really hit Europe. I could tell from my friends' stories down in the Alps, like they needed to go back really soon. Like it was kind of panic. Everything was closing, and but up in northern Sweden, it was okay. Like through the whole COVID situation, Sweden hasn't been as strict as other countries. So up in northern Sweden, it was okay. I felt a little bit, for me, it felt weird that I could still continue skiing and having a good time while others needed to lock themselves in. So I didn't really know how to handle that. Should I keep on posting on Instagram that I do a lot of fun stuff, or is it?
Yeah.
I didn't really know how to handle that situation, but
yeah, it's a bit of a bizarre situation, isn't it? Because literally the whole world was shutting down. But I remember, obviously, you've listened to Vendela's episode, and she said the same. She's like, Sweden were like super chill about the whole situation.
Yeah, we didn't really have any like masks and everything, so not that hard of restrictions, like recommendations we did have for sure. I think though the resort closed a bit earlier that season because I think like people didn't come to the resort anymore. They stayed home and everyone was a bit scared, I think. But I kept on working until they closed, and after that I went back home. For that season, now my colleague Pete asked me if I wanted to help him out, like work part-time, which felt like a really nice job to me. So I helped him out with the socials for both Dope and Montec that season, mostly Montec since that was the brand I was mostly skiing for. And it was a really nice part-time job. I learned a lot. It was really good for me to just have everything remotely, and I can just sit on my laptop in the morning, and then if it was a good skiing day, I could go out after lunch and then continue working during the evening. So it was perfect for me.
Yeah, nice. So you went back to Sweden during the pandemic, and then what happened after that?
During COVID, I spent another season up in Sweden. I didn't really feel like traveling anymore because it felt like a safe spot to be up in Sweden. So me and some friends of mine who got there studying remotely due to COVID, we rented up a place up in Kittelfjäll and spent the season there. That's probably the sickest season I ever had in Sweden.
Really?
Like the snowfall in January was massive. It felt like I was back in Japan. So yeah, it was a really good season to be back in Sweden.
Nice.
Yeah.
Probably a bit quieter than normal as well.
Yeah, but still, like a lot of Swedes didn't go to the Alps.
Yeah, I guess they couldn't go anywhere. Yeah.
No, so they traveled around in Sweden. I think I never seen that much people in Kittelfjäll, like
really?
all of my friends, but it was a crazy season as well. Like we got a lot of snow, and I think people heard of that and just planned their trips to go there instead.
Yeah. So yeah, you were part-time for Ride Store at that point, but now you're full-time for Ride Store, is that right?
Yeah, so after 1 year of working part-time, my colleague asked me, don't you want to work full-time? And I was like, whoa, that sounds scary, because I did never do that before. Like, how am I even supposed to keep on skiing? And I wasn't really convinced, but at some point I felt like, yeah, but I should maybe do something for full-time, like try it at least. My plan was always to start studying, like, next year I'm going to start studying. But I didn't really know what I wanted to study, so I just kept on doing my seasons. And somehow I ended up with a full-time job at Ride Store, and I'm super thankful for that. So basically what I'm doing is I'm working at the marketing team, mostly with socials for Montec, but it could be anything from reaching out to ambassadors, keep the conversations going, gathering content, be on site on shootings, arranging shootings, and yeah, it's a lot involved. So yeah,
that's
whatever's
really cool.
thrown at me within the marketing area.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Obviously, you said that you went straight out on seasons from school. Is that right?
Yeah.
So you haven't got any qualifications, particularly in marketing. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Safe to say?
that's correct. Not at all, actually.
So you've basically earned this job through experience and the work you've done with them along the way. Is that?
Exactly.
Yeah, that's really nice.
I always thought, yeah, maybe I should start studying marketing to have some more knowledge. But I discovered that I learned a lot through work. Like the people I'm working with, they taught me a lot. And I actually did one course in content marketing, which was great. But I feel like after that course, I still feel like I learn more through work, like the experience I get from there. So I'm just super thankful for them believing in me, even though I don't have this like, I've been studying marketing for 5 years and doing that and that and that. I've just been interested in marketing and social media and skiing. So like, I think everything there goes hand in hand.
Yeah, like from what you said in your journey, you were obviously doing a good job for someone to notice it in the first place. So you obviously had something good going on with your socials for them to see, okay, this girl's got some good content. We want to get her involved, with the good at skiing and all the rest of it. And then it's gone on from there and you've just kind of one job after the other. So that's really cool,
yeah,
actually.
I've been lucky, for sure.
Because obviously you mentioned there Dope and Montec. Ride Store is the company that owns
Exactly
Dope and Montec. So yeah, so then you started working full time for Ride Store, which gave you kind of the digital nomad kind of lifestyle.
Exactly. I'm surprised how well it worked for me to work while still skiing. Apparently, like, my job is kind of connected to skiing, but you just have to be sort of dedicated, like put hours maybe in the morning and then you can ski for 2 hours and then go back, which fit me perfectly.
Do you enjoy working for them?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm super happy with the Ride Store team.
Yeah, and the job gives you enough time to go and enjoy all the things you love as well. So it's really cool. Good little setup you got going there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've earned it by the sounds of things. So congratulations and well done on that. So you're now here. That brings us to the present day, right? So you're in Innsbruck.
Yes.
How did that come about?
Yeah, my boyfriend has his cousin who's studying in Innsbruck. We visited him last year for 2 weeks, and it felt like a really nice place to go. I always wanted to try Austria because I have never really done it except like 1 week with Montec crew shooting. So it feels like a really nice place to be, especially also when working a lot. It feels better to have to work from a town because you have like stuff to do when not skiing. It feels like back in Engelberg, it's a smaller village. It's not as much to do maybe when you have a down day. And it felt like a really cool place. You have like access to, what is it, over 90 resort?
On the Tyrol card.
Yeah, exactly. I bought it 2 days ago. Yeah.
So have you only just started going skiing then since being here, or you had
I've been skiing once.
What?
Since I got here.
Okay, so you literally have only just got here.
Yeah.
And first things first, come and do a podcast with me. Thank you very much. Thanks so much for your time. That makes it even more impressive. Thank you. So yeah, how are you finding it so far? Like, obviously, and like we said, the snow hasn't been here until today. I'm so sorry. I didn't realise.
No, it's okay. Like, the first day of skiing was maybe not the best in my life. It was like rock solid hard skiing ice. So we hit the park, which is not really my area either. But it was fun. I'm looking forward to the refill now, though.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't realise you'd only just got here, so I'm very grateful for you giving me the time, but equally feel very guilty that it seems to be on a day where we've actually got some powder.
No. It's fine. I have work anyway. And I think the visibility is not great today.
Exactly. Tomorrow's going to be better.
Yeah.
You're super picky, are you?
No, I don't like skiing when I can't see anything.
Yeah.
So that's also one reason we got to Austria, because here you can ski a little bit more tree skiing, which open up to plenty of more day skiing.
Awesome. So to be able to do all the seasons, before you were working full-time for Ride Store, obviously you've had a few different jobs. Were you going back in between seasons to Sweden to earn money for your seasons, or like how did you manage to fund all your different travels? Yeah,
exactly. I always went back to my hometown to work, to meet up with friends, family. I kind of like Sweden during summer, so it felt like the option for me to just go back, enjoy the summer, work, and hopefully have some budget for the winter. So yeah.
What kind of jobs were you doing?
I worked at a supermarket for some years. And after that, I did some like gardening stuff, like being outside, cutting grass. And yeah, it was a really nice job. Enjoy the sun.
When you were on your seasons, did you ever find it kind of difficult to meet other people? Were there any places where it was more difficult, or did you always kind of have that base of people that you already knew?
When I went to my first season, I had no one. So I met people along the way, and I feel like it's pretty easy. You just have to be open-minded and talk to people, because everyone is normally super friendly and opens up to a whole new world. And if you don't have these friends since before, there's a lot of like Facebook groups, I think. I wish I knew that before I started my season. just reach out to other people that might be interested in doing a season with you.
Did you ever have problems finding accommodation? Obviously, you mentioned there living in your parents' caravan. Was that something you did regularly, or was there... tell us a bit about your accommodation situations.
I think, as I mentioned earlier, like planning is not my cup of tea. I'm pretty organized normally, but I had a hard time like planning my seasons long before. But accommodations haven't really been a problem for me. You can always like gather a group of people and try to find something together. You have Airbnb, and there's also these like local groups. If you have some local, maybe they can share the Facebook group of any resort, and you may find something there. That's how we found our accommodation here in Innsbruck.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so we'll move on to the questions now that I generally ask everyone.
Yes.
We'll go through those. One of my questions is the visa application process, but for your seasons, you haven't had to get any visas. Is that right?
No, that's right. The only problem I had with visas was when me and two friends of mine were going to Nepal to hike in Annapurna circuit for 2 weeks. I think we were kind of stupid though. We had this layover in India on the way, and apparently to go into India you need a visa or some license or something. Yeah, you need that because we thought since it was just a layover, we didn't need it. But the thing is, we needed to check in our luggage one more time when we in India. So whenever we were supposed to enter the flight to go to India to then go to Nepal, we couldn't enter the flight because we didn't have the visa. So we needed to buy new tickets, which was a lesson learned because it was expensive.
Oh, wow, yeah.
So yeah, you should probably check it up before you go to India or Nepal or anywhere else.
Yeah. Good advice there. Yeah. Solid advice.
Yeah.
So while working on your seasons, tell us your best job and your worst job and why.
I don't think I had any like bad jobs. I'm not super picky of where I'm working. I've been just super lucky to have jobs that allows me to go skiing, like working in morning shifts or night shifts or But it should be the mascot that I told you about earlier. Dressed up as a mascot.
That was the worst.
That was warm. Should run everywhere.
Yeah, I actually had a girl called Joy Dutch on the show. She works for White Lines magazine. And she used to work at one of the ski schools and used to have to dress up as the mascot as well.
It's heavy. It's like you need triple showers afterwards. You get so warm in that one.
She was like, the kids used to be like really horrible to her as well, like kicking her and punching.
Why do you do that? And you can't really defend yourself because you're not allowed to speak, or you're not allowed to kick anyone either. Like
you can't just kick the children.
No.
Oh, brutal. And the best job?
It's my current job for sure.
Yeah.
I like working with Ride Store and skiing, marketing, everything. Like my colleagues, and it's the best job.
Amazing. I think I know the answer to this one because of your journey.
Yeah.
But what do you prefer, winter seasons or summer seasons?
It sounds like an easy one. I would say winter season, of course, but still, like, I'm a big fan of all the seasons as long as it's good weather. Like, if I didn't have summer, I wouldn't maybe get as excited for winter.
Oh, okay.
And I kind of like going back to Sweden as well, get into routines and have another sort of life. So I enjoy all of the season, but if I had to pick one, it would definitely be winter.
When was your favorite season and why?
This is also a hard one. I kind of like all my seasons. I love traveling around. But if I needed to pick one, snow-wise, it's probably Japan.
Okay.
Even though we weren't super, super lucky with the snow conditions, we still like skied the best powder ever. So yeah, it was a really nice season to first go there and then back to my home resort. And there we also had a really good season at that point. So yeah.
Cool. And where is your favourite place? I think I know the answer to this one as well now. Where's your favourite place to ski?
No, but still, it's a hard one. I tend to go back to Kittelfjell for sure. But like skiing wise, it's it's actually nothing compared to the Alps. It just feels like home to
Really?
me. I think people maybe from Sweden would think I'm a little bit stupid for saying Kittelfjäll because it's so small. But I feel like home there, and I really like the tree skiing and everything. It's not that difficult. You just go out and there's 2 T-bars. Yeah. And that's what you gotta work with. It's no like big decisions on where to go today. It's not like we have 90 resort to choose from there. So yeah, I would probably say Kittelfjäll, but I also tend to go back to Engelberg, which is a really nice resort if you like the backcountry and free ride skiing. It's also a smaller one, so you don't have to take so many decisions in the morning, like which resort are we going to now? You just go up there.
Perfect. Do you snowboard at all? Have you always skied?
I can snowboard as well.
Can you?
No, but I think I was maybe 10. I was like, oh, no, I don't want to ski anymore. I'm going to go snowboard because that's way cooler. So I actually got a snowboard and I kept on riding for maybe 1 or 2 years. So I know how to do it. But my parents always been skiers, so I think I got 1 board from them. And after that, they just gave me skis, so I kept on skiing. And all of my friends was skiing, and I kind of got left behind, like on the traverses. So yeah, I think Kittelfjäll it's a little bit harder to get around the snowboard and skis. Mm-hmm. But I would love to get myself a board again because I really enjoy snowboarding as well.
Well, there we go. If anyone's listening and wants to send Klara a board, please feel free.
Yes, please.
So, in your opinion, what is the best thing about season life and being a seasonaire in general?
Well, where to start? The best thing, it's probably like the community, the people you meet, like doing sports every day. It's like stepping out from the normal society kind of thing. Everything is more allowed, just having fun, skiing with friends, and the mountains. No, I like one thing. That was like 100 things, but
That's okay.
yeah, I think I could just keep on going.
Yeah,
I think it's a mix of everything, really.
Yeah,
I feel like most myself when doing like seasons and
really
skiing. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's amazing. And did you ever, because you said there you weren't, or you said back along that you weren't really into the partying, you know, you're more working and skiing. Did you ever get any kind of backlash from anyone about that, or was it kind of like, yep, that's fine, that's Klara's thing, we're gonna let her do it?
No, I think everyone has always been quite chill with that. Of course I got like comments, no, you should stay, no, we should do this.
Yeah,
you're a little bit boring, but like no, not that much at all. Like people do understand, especially when you have like the morning shift cleaning. That was a nice thing to blame.
Yeah,
for sure. But no, I never been like this super into partying. I always said no to parties if it was any chance that it was going to be a good powder day tomorrow. I was like, no, people, we should go to sleep. It's powder day tomorrow. And they were like, what? Are you 19 or 40?
Awesome. So can you tell us about a challenge or difficulty you faced during your season journey, and what did you learn from it?
This was also a hard question. I think I tend to only remember the good stuff. But for me, like planning haven't been the easiest thing. I'm probably gonna sound a bit spoiled now, but like whenever you finished a ski season, you need to find somewhere to work during the summer, and during summer you need to already start planning what to do next season and like find accommodation, people to go with, what is everyone else doing. Yeah. So I think maybe that's been the hardest part. And I also learned like you should always bring your ski boots in the hand luggage whenever traveling.
More travel hacks before the travel hack question.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. Maybe you've got more. We'll see when the question comes up.
I think I've got one more. Yeah.
Okay. Some people come and they have none, and you're just like, you've got all the hacks. So, yeah. What's one thing you wish you had known before going on your first season?
The Alps. No, I knew the Alps, but I should probably have looked into that as well. Like doing a first season in the Alps would have also been great, but still I'm happy I went somewhere at least. Maybe some sort of Facebook group for seasoners would have been nice, because I didn't really know anything. I just went. So like maybe like finding people before going, but still worked out pretty well to just go by your own. A lot of people do that, and you will eventually find each other. Yeah.
Cool. Are there any opportunities or unlikely experiences that stand out to you that you wouldn't have had if you hadn't have gone on your first season?
Maybe not like stories. I think life in general. Like I met a lot of new friends. I met my boyfriend. I got my work. Like everything, like all the experience, like traveling around. Yeah, so not like a specific story, I think. Like, yeah, my memory isn't the best. I know a bunch of friends that has memories with me that I can't even remember, which is a shame, but yeah. Yeah, so I think not a specific story. I think everything involved, it has become my life, kind of. Yeah.
Perfect. Throughout your travels, which place feels most like home to you?
Easy, Kittelfjord.
Yeah.
But I don't know if that is that travel. Like it's been my home kind of resort, but still it feels like the most like home.
Yeah. When you were away, what... So, do you remember what Wendy's answer to this was? What do you miss most about home?
Yeah, I could definitely agree with her.
What was it again that she said? It was
it was semla, right?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm not as big fan of semla as her. Like it's not that outstanding, but
Ooh.
no, it's
War of the Swedes.
It's really good. I prefer those cinnamon bun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what is the one thing you miss about home?
I think it's the supermarkets. I'm having a hard time like finding the stuff in the supermarkets here.
That is true, actually. Yeah,
I feel like
same.
Whenever I'm coming home, it's so much easier to go grocery shopping, and of course also family, friends, and everything that's nice with Sweden.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would it be?
Probably don't worry too much. I like to have everything under control. Like when going away, it felt super scary to just go by your own, and whenever traveling or trying something new, I tend to worry a lot, like what could possibly go wrong here? But somehow it ends up great anyway, and yeah, you should stop worrying so much. It will turn out great.
We talk a lot about mentors on the show. Did you have any mentors who helped you along in your journey?
Maybe not a specific one, but I think all my friends, my colleagues, who encouraged me to like keep on doing what I'm doing. And yeah, I think also my dad, I tend to call him a lot, and he always was like, yeah, you should go for it. You should do whatever you think it's fun. I don't know, maybe it's because like he's really into skiing, but he didn't do any seasons when he was young. So I think maybe he wants me to do the stuff that he didn't.
Yeah, that's understandable. Do you have any quotes or sayings that you live by?
Not that I can maybe think about. Maybe I do without even knowing it. I should probably get one, like having on the screen of my phone to just keep me motivated. I tend to worry a lot, like I want everything under control. So maybe I want to aim for don't worry, be happy.
Yeah.
But I'm getting there. Yeah.
Awesome. Do you have any books, movies, podcasts or publications which you can recommend to our listeners which have helped you along in your path? Or can you name one thing that has inspired you recently?
I tend to use like podcast movie series like just for entertainment, like taking a step out of this like ski related life that I'm having, just watching some stupid thing on Netflix or just having a break from everything. For sure. So nothing that I can give recommendations about just like that, but I think I found a lot of inspiration like through other female skiers on Instagram or like people making movies. Yeah, like everything. There's so many kick-ass ladies out there bringing this sport forward. So yeah, that's where I find my inspiration.
Awesome. What's one myth about Seasonaire life that you would like to debunk?
I think I also would say maybe like it's a lot of alcohol and just partying, which is not. You can definitely choose to have another type of season. Like I had, for example, I said a no to a lot of parties and I met like-minded people who really wants to go skiing instead. And I shouldn't worry about that if that's someone's concern. And maybe also like doing a season, you don't have to have grown up with skiing. Like you can learn along the way. It's definitely for everyone. You meet people that can help you, encourage you, and you're just getting better. So yeah, I think it's something that people, if you ever thought about it, you should try it.
Yeah, I didn't start my seasons. I didn't actually even start snowboarding until I was 26, I don't think. So, yeah, definitely agree with that one, for sure. So now I have to ask my mum's favourite question, which I think she's going to be super excited about the show, or super happy about the show, because you've already given so many hacks. But what's one thing you take everywhere with you when you travel, or do you have any travel hacks?
Easy one, earplugs and sleeping mask.
Yeah,
I'm a super light sleeper, and like snoring is my top worst sound in life. So I always bring earplugs because I need my beauty sleep to be a human the day after. And about hacks, yeah, I told you a few already. Yeah, it's pretty basic, like a lot of people do it. Just bring your ski boots in the hand luggage, because it's easier to rent skis than boots that feel comfortable. And whenever you go to Austria, or it's probably in more countries, make sure you know that the supermarket is closed on Sundays, so you don't end up being super hungry every end of the week.
Yeah. Yeah. Totally understand that. Yeah, been caught out myself with that one. Overall, what's the biggest lesson learned from doing seasons?
Not like a lesson. I would say just make sure to surround yourself with good people that you feel comfortable with. Then it doesn't really matter where you are skiing. Just make sure you have great people around you that supports you, that you can ski with or not ski with. Just, yeah.
Is there anything that seasonal life has brought to your current life?
Everything. Yeah, a lot of new friends, my boyfriend, work, a lot of travels through work, experiences. Yeah, for example, we went to Chile this summer with Montec.
Really?
It was crazy. If I hadn't done any season, I would never be close there, probably. So yeah, it's given me a lot.
What were you doing in Chile with Montec?
We were shooting for this year's collection.
Okay.
Yeah, it was full on winter over there, so it was really, really cool. Super nice experience.
If you hadn't gone and done your first season, what do you think you'd be doing right now?
Hard one, but probably start studying something. I don't know what, but yeah.
Excellent. Studying. Is there anyone you would like to nominate to come on the show and have a chat with me?
Easy one. Probably, yeah, some of my colleagues. What about Tom, maybe?
Yeah, Tom's been nominated already. He will be coming on, Tom Quantrill.
Yeah, he put me here. I should just put him back.
Yeah, for sure.
It's really nice. You should enjoy it. You will enjoy it. Otherwise, I have a lot of really cool friends. Petra, for example, one girl I'm living with now, she's competing on the qualifiers. She was actually, I think she was the best Swedish female on the qualifier or on the tour overall last season.
Which tour?
Free ride qualifier.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So she's competing in free ride, and she's a really cool girl, really good skier, and the best person. Yeah.
Amazing. So hopefully she'll be able to come on and have a chat with me.
Yeah, I will convince her. I can drive her here. Now I know the way.
What's next for you, Klara?
Next for me is probably grabbing lunch. No, but just spend the season here and see whatever it brings to us. After that, I will probably go back to Sweden again, like I normally do, to spend the spring season there, and then back to Stockholm, and we do it all over again.
Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram, Klara Wahlberg.
And can you give us one parting piece of advice for anyone thinking about becoming a Seasonaire or starting a new adventure?
Yeah, just do it. Like, you will probably regret it if you don't take the chance. Just do it.
Yeah. Awesome. Klara, thank you so much for giving me the time today. I know it has been one of those days where you'd want to be up the mountain, but thank you so much. I really appreciate it, and it's lovely to meet you.
Thank you for having me.
A pleasure. Thank you. Fancy that. We finally get a bit of snowfall and Klara has to come in for an interview with me. So sorry, but extremely grateful. Thanks again to the wonderful Klara Wahlberg for coming on the show today. Don't forget to head over and give us a follow on Instagram at That Seasonaire Podcast. And if this is the first time you stumbled upon the show and you like what you hear, then why not head back for our previous episodes, as there's plenty more where this came from. As always, thanks to Mike at Mike's Sports Bar for the studio space, thanks to Mondo Way for the music, and thanks to you guys for tuning in. See you all again next time. How do you say
Kittelfjäll.
Kittelfjäll? Am I saying that right?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
Say again.
But Kittelfjäll.
Kittelfjäll.
But you can say Kittelfjäll.
Kittelfjäll.
Yeah.
I can't.
Go for it.
Either way, it's not sounding good, is it?
Yeah, it's perfect.